Hey everybody, welcome back to another review of a action figure that I purchased recently off of the internet. It's walmart.com. This was Rue. I got it with the dragon, dragon from the, oh my gosh, brain fart. But anyway, this is Streets of Rage. I've played Streets of Rage 2, and I don't remember this character in it. I don't remember Streets of Rage 1, and maybe that was another one I played. That was back in the 90s. I don't even know if I still have the game. I do have over 90 Sega Genesis games, but I definitely remember playing it. I definitely remember having the Sega Genesis where you can put headphone jacks in, and I actually recorded it onto a cassette because the soundtrack was kind of cool for the time. I don't know. I just like to drive with it. All right, so we have 24 points of articulation. This is an image that you would see in the video game. I do not recall this at all. I don't remember him at all. But you're thinking, why did you buy it then? All right, I'll get to that in a minute. The Rue is with explosion. He's also got a Vec explosion. He's got con explosion. He's got empty explosion, and he's got con explosion. So he's got a lot of different explosions, but mine only came with one for some reason. Now you can get this from Jack Specific. Here's the SKU number if it actually matters. He's Rue, Streets of Rage. All right. Now you're asking, why did you get it then? Sure, I'll tell you. All right, so back whenever I was a kid, I had the Atari 5200 at my mom's and a ColecoVision at my dad's. No, actually, I got that backwards. I had the 5200 at my dad's and the ColecoVision at my mom's. One Christmas, my older sister, Jenny, got me, stepsister, a game called Kangaroo. Kangaroo had a kangaroo with boxing gloves. And they didn't have this as far as I can remember because it was an Atari 5200 sprites. It's not nearly as good as modern day video games as far as graphics. But I definitely remember it was a kangaroo. He didn't have shorts on, but he had boxing gloves on. The whole thing was, it was like a climbing game like Donkey Kong. You had to get to the top and save your baby Roo. And Mama would punch things, monkeys. It was even monkeys. They would throw apples at you. You had to punch them. I can still hear the noise in my head. I can't mimic it, but I can definitely hear it in my head. So I can just see this being the explosion whenever you punch a monkey. So that was the reason I thought this is really cool. It brings back memories of a video game, but not the one it was reported to bring back. All right, also another game, or another reason I like kangaroos is because my Australian pen pal would send me like surfing stuff with kangaroos on it. I don't know, like pictures and stickers and things like that, you know. Like he would write on his notes on that stuff. And of course, that reminds me of my Australian pen pal, Stephen Hodgson, from the 80s. So, man, a kangaroo's got really long middle pointy toes. I did not know that. So let's take a look at this figure. We have a head. I just got out of the package. I wanted to spare you of me having to freak out whenever I had to pull those things off. It's a very good ball jointed head. He's got butterfly joints, just like the dragon, the dragon. He's also got armpit action, goes much higher, like up to here. Looks like he's doing the cheerleading squad thing. He's got bicep swivel. He's got double joints at the elbows. Let's take that off. The kangaroo game I had, the fists were much bigger proportionally, but yeah, who cares? This is a modern day one. So in my universe, this is a kangaroo from the game Kangaroo from Atari 5200, which was also an arcade game, by the way. So he has some bend in his arm or his hand, and of course it goes around 360 degrees. He's got a ball. It's actually a barbell joint if you ever take one of these things apart. Joint up here. I don't know if he has waist articulation because that would be kind of a waste to have a waist articulation on him since he already swivels up here. His legs are on a ball joint, as you can clearly see right there. Do they actually come down? I don't think they do that. You know how some figures say if they come down. He's got double jointed knees, but obviously they're going to be bent most of the time. I don't know if they can go fully erect. Let's see. I feel like I'm pushing it past the point there. But, you know, kangaroos are known for getting on their back tails and kicking. If you ever watched any of the cartoons where Sylvester the cat thought he was a giant mouse. He's got ankle rockers and ankles that bend this far for front and back. He's got holes in his feet for a display stand, I guess. I did not even pay attention to the dragon on that. He has it too. Wasn't that special? All right, so here's the thing that's a little bit concerning. They say that these are 4-inch figures. So far, that's not been true. I feel like I should have Murray out here, whoever that guy is on TV that says, the doctor or the polygraph says you're a liar. All the polygraphs aren't real, or they don't really work. Hint, hint. No, they really don't. They just measure if you're sweaty or not. All right, so it's 12 centimeters tall. So yeah, that's higher than 4 inches slightly. and that makes him about to the top of his head 4 3/4 inches. But I've been doing these on 3 3/4 inch Thursdays because that's my 1/18 scale day. So he is rather large. In real life, kangaroos are not bigger than humans, so I have a hard time justifying him being in a 4-inch scale, because here's a 4-inch scale figure. He's much larger than him. Now, he could be a kangaroo on steroids, or I don't know. I mean, I've only seen what few things I've seen on TV with people interacting with kangaroos. They're a lot smaller than humans. They're not a lot. Like, they're about like this. They'd come up to you about here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really look them eye to eye unless you bend over, and they won't like that too much. Here's another 4-inch figure. Kamen Rider Kiva. So, what would he go best in? Well, in my universe, I'm thinking he might go best hanging out with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which are just slightly a bigger scale in my opinion, because I feel like these should be smaller. Now, the turtle figure, he is probably about 4.5 inches. This is Michelangelo, sorry, Raphael, 4.5. I think Donatello's the biggest one in those 12 centimeter scale. So yeah, I think in my universe he should probably hang out with these guys, because he feels like he's a little more realistic than them, but he seems like he would play out the best in their universe. What do you guys think? Comment, let me know. And this is, of course, my favorite turtle series. I have a lot of turtle figures, but these tend to be my favorites. I just think they're perfect. They have a great blending of the past, original, and the new. All right, back to this. So we have another 3 3/4 inch figure beside of him. Here's another figure that might be in his scale. The proportions are really off because the head is so much larger on him. But then again, he's an animatronic, you know, not realistic. This is a very realistic, other than the fact he has wrappings on his legs, shorts on, a chain around his neck, and boxing gloves. I'm sure you could put that stuff on a real kangaroo. I don't know why you'd want to. I also failed to mention he has a tail that is articulated there and on the very tip, which probably helps him with his balance as far as standing him without the tail. Let's see if we can do that. I know you're like having a hard time seeing, especially with the glare off of this. I'll eventually get to those, but I kind of feel like I should have like a background of comic books. I don't have any dragon or whatever his name is, Dracula ones, but hey. So he can stand without the tail. Let's see if I can make him a little more stand up-ish. You know, he just looks like Splinter now that I look at him just in this like way right here. Yeah, he can stand without the tail even a little bit higher. He kind of does look like Splinter in a way. Yeah, a giant rat. All right, so definitely you want to check this out. You might want to pick it up for $9.97 off of Walmart.com. And it has the same card art. So if you're flipping through the cards real quick and you're not paying attention like I wasn't, which now I know, but I don't think my store had them anyway, because I kind of still look at the what's in the container. It's got the same one as this guy. I never bought this guy because even though it says 4-inch, I don't think he is. I feel like their idea of 4-inch is not what we think of 4-inch. I think their idea of 4-inch is 4.5 inch, and I think they're thinking of like Star Trek figures. Those aren't 4-inch. When we think of 4-inch, we think of more toward the 3.75 inch. All right, so let me know if you picked those up for your collection. Have you ever played the game and had him in it? Because again, I played Streets of Rage 2 on Sega Genesis back in the day. I don't recall him at all in the game. Just a bunch of humans, a bunch of maybe ninjas, what I can remember. And that's about it. All right, so thanks for watching. Have a great day today.